Welcome back to another episode of the free VST Plugins Detective, where I review, test out, and demonstrate various free VSTs. For this video, I'm going to show you the 10 best free VST plugins for 2023. Jumping right into it, number one is the Spitfire Audio Labs Gaelic Voices. I gotta be honest, the Spitfire Audio Labs is one of the best free VST plugins sets where you download this one VST and you can get a bunch of different packs. As you can see, I have already reviewed a bunch of these, but for this specific video, I'm gonna talk about one of their newest ones, which is Gaelic Voices. It's so difficult to find vocal/choir free VST plugins, and just to play it, but in addition, there's a lot of unique, different kind of textures to this, and I'm going to go through them, just showing you. Some of them a bit more normal, so to speak. Other ones a bit more almost creepy or cinematic. There's one almost like a weird looping one. Like this one would be kind of good for like almost like a scary scene in like a movie or like some suspenseful. Right, kind of eerie and almost like some horror vibes as well. Pretty cool. Number two is MB Orb Hits. This one is awesome because once I click here, boom, gigantic rompler of all these kind of old school rave style sounds. On this entire video, you're going to notice I wanted to variate and mix up the plugins a lot. If I did 10 plugins of synthesizers, that'd be kind of boring. And my goal is to show you a bunch of incredible plugins for this year, and ones that have different uses. Some of them more EDM, some of them more for other genres of music, and everything. So to show you one of them, right, we have a bunch of basses. Then we have, actually, let's do some more basses. And then going now to, let's say, we have some chords. Like very French, housey, you know, almost like 90s rave a little bit. Reminds me a lot of DDR too. Oh, this one. Classic, like, rave style sound. And then again, so many chords. Then we have just random hits. I think that's like the, like on DDR, the actual sound it plays when you go to like each menu. Like select a character. Reminds me of that classic 2 Unlimited style sound. Maybe this is actually the sound when you select something new in DDR. I don't know, very DDR-ish style vibes on this one. And then let's go to pads. And then lastly, we have some sound effects. Next up, we have the Flux Mini 2. As a quick side note, this is the only plugin that's a VST3, just to let you know, but this is an unbelievable sidechain style plugin. So to play this sample, I'm gonna turn this off. Right, and now turning this on, and I can adjust this however I want. Especially if I want to put have some fun with it. I can put like a kick under here if I want to. So from the particles pack, so I'll just do this actually, just show you how this would work in the mix. So I'm gonna mute this, and then we'll just bring in, I don't know. So if I have just like random kick. Okay, there we go. That's good. So if I have this here, and let's say I want to have it be sidechain to this kick. Actually, that alone doesn't sound too bad. But of course, just trying to create some unique movement, or let's say I want to make my track louder. Obviously, I can fine tune this here. Just do this. Add one in. Actually, that sounds good just like that. Alright, and I can adjust a lot of things here. If I want to, like, say, add some unique sync in here. Right? But in this case, probably just put on 4. And then I have a few different things I can do here as well. If I want to almost do some, like, EQing and filtering and whatnot. We also have a bunch of different settings here as well. So if I want to do, like, fake chain. Right? Funky goat horns. Kind of interesting. All right. Now, not mouse, but mouse 6 pads. Actually, I want to bring this up here. Actually, that's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. Up next, we have the Mel Lo-Fi plugin. This is a lo-fi, hence the name, style rompler. To show you, boom, we have 5 different packs or categories. We have brass, keys, strings, voices, and woodwinds. So let's play it. Obviously, keep this in mind, some of these are not the highest quality style sounds, but when you're producing lo-fi in a unique way, that's kind of what you want. So it's almost like the more high quality, the worse it would be in the mix unless you put on a bunch of effects and whatnot. I also have a few different settings here. Being honest, when using a lot of VST plugins, not just free ones, but paid ones, I don't really touch these as much in terms of filtering and modulation, attack and releasing and panning, effects layers. I typically do this with an Ableton, with all the audio effects, or I bring up, ironically, another plugin to put on the chain. And then let's go to some keys. Like this one I like a lot. I like that organ sound a lot. It's a good one. Like, that one almost, to me, sounds a bit too clean in a funny way, where I probably wouldn't use it in a lo-fi record. I can always throw on, like, another plugin, too, which is kind of funny. I could probably go to, like, here. Is it an extra? I can't remember where I put this one. Try to organize this as best I can. Like, maybe throw on, like, this vinyl one, which I've already reviewed. Turn the dust up a bit, so I could do this, and then maybe even, like, I'll just show you how it would produce with this one. On this. No. Like, start off with that, you know what I mean? Actually, I'll probably do this, actually. Right? And that way, when the bass and the kick and all the kind of the low-end elements come in, it's going to hit a lot harder and be better in the mix. I'll turn this off, though, for now. Ooh, that'd be great for a lead. Then we have some choirs. And then lastly, just a choir. I know it's not Christmas time, but it feels like Christmas because of all these free VST plugins. And then lastly, a few woodwinds. Now we have the HY Filter 4. This is an unbelievable, I'm going to be honest, probably the best free filter VST plugin I have ever used. I'm going to kind of show you the highlights of each plugin on this video, of course. But this one's kind of tough to do that because there's just so much to it. But just to show you, right, I'm going to play the sample right now without anything. But I can do a lot. So first off, I can obviously do some filtering, right? I can add a bunch of stuff here if I want to. However I want. If I want to morph it. Right. But here's where the plugin really gets interesting. Because obviously that's pretty standard, I feel like, for most EQing or filter plugins, however you want to use it. But here's where it gets really good. Let's put this back to normal. Oh, let me take morph off. Is the modulations. So I can add in a lot here. Let's just do an LFO. Let's make it very simple. And almost similar to using a synthesizer like Serum or Massive or pretty much anyone, I can then bring this here and adjust it. So then I can do this, right? Just like you would in almost any, and you can already see it moving. So now if I play this, and there's a bunch I can do with this. I can do, let's say, almost a square. I can adjust this too, however I want. I mean, there's so much to this, right? I like how I'm bringing in some math, like x squared, right? I'll bring it back to here, just so we don't... But in addition to, if I want to, let's say, add in, let's say, an envelope, again, there's so much to this. I can also kind of mess around with this too. Like, if I click here, I can even put this on here. Make sure I'm doing this correctly. Like I said, there's a lot to this one. Can I bring this here? I can't remember where I can... Right. So now I'm using the envelope to modulate the LFO in some ways, which is now modulating this. So now I'm just going to add in this, for example. I know I'm just kind of messing around now. I can take this then, bring this here. Right. And then I can bring this here if I want to. Let's just do this, right? So, as you can see, I'm just skimming the surface on this one, but what's amazing, let me turn this off just so it's not like going crazy, but what's amazing about this plugin, as you can see, obviously I have a bunch of different settings here. I haven't even touched this yet either. There's just so much to this that not only can you do a bunch of unique filtering and EQing, but the modulations, and the way not only that you can modulate the general filter, but modulate the modulations, like modulationception, so to speak. This plugin is just unbelievably powerful. 808 XT. Now, typically, when it comes to percussive style free VST plugins, I don't feature them a lot because they're usually just a sample pack with a GUI. And I'm like, you could just get this on Splice or something else or find it for free or whatever. But I love the sound quality of these 808s. As you can see, I have a bunch of different styles of 808s on this plugin, hence the name. So let's play it. And then in addition, all these settings here, being honest, the only one that I really focus on with this plugin is the distortion. So if I turn this on, almost a completely different preset, it sounds like almost. Especially some of the other ones that really brings out a lot of unique elements. All right. Almost kind of like a wet noise in the beginning. just kind of clicking around. A lot of unique sounds to this one, which I love. Be really good for like grunge almost, or even like industrial style music, even some breakbeat too. See, that's what I love about this set, is that some of them are like your more classic 808s, like trap or hip hop. Then you have more just like general bass, and even some like organic bass guitar style sounds. And then you have these kind of just almost synthy, odd, you know, gritty style bass sounds. Like this, I feel like you could use even as a lead. Sounds like something like Diplo would use almost. And then lastly, let's just kind of, again, finish this off. Like, I like that a lot. Almost sounds like a step sequencer built within it. Up next is Mellow Tank. So I'm going to click start. Boom. And this is a tank drum. So I'm going to play it. So definitely more on the kind of new age soundscape style vibes. This is also by Quiet Music. I've reviewed a bunch of their plugins already. They typically make these kind of soundscape style plugins, and I like that because there's a lot of 808 plugins, guitar plugins, pianos, synthesizers, not enough new age soundscape, like meditative style plugins. And we have a few different presets here. More of a pad style sound. We also have some different layers. If I want to add in some like unique ambiance. Sounds almost like a foresty nature sound. And then we have this. Like running water, I can also combine them both and kind of mix them here as I want. Let's turn these down a bit. I'll keep that on. No, I'll turn these off for now. Now we're going from meditative, soundscape, and new age style music straight to bass, especially for any, experimental music, dubstep, rhythm, heavy bass stuff, gritty, that kind of hard-hitting bass sound that you love. Such a phenomenal sound quality. We have a few different presets here. We have, actually, to be more specific, 15 of them. Definitely a huge switch up in plugins from the last one, but that's what I love. I like showing you 10 different, very unique style VST plugins that are very kind of just different in genre and in nature and use. Very good for also left field style bass music that's been super popular, like 1788L or Res. A lot of different uses for this one. Drum and bass as well. Ooh, I like that one. Almost like unstable a bit, kind of that weird. Now we have Retroverse Light. It is kind of funny. Let's click start. How I feel like now, it's interesting how I feel like retro style music is now the in thing. Like I've noticed a big kind of trend in synthwave, almost like disco or old school disco style music is kind of coming back, you know, which is kind of cool. So we have, especially for it coming back, all these different settings and presets we have here. So let's start with keys. For that kind of analog style sound. Actually, you can even use that for some new age and soundscape style music too. And then bass. I feel like that one could either be a bass. But actually, I feel like more of a lead, I feel like, for this one. And then we have another bass. And then what's kind of cool is we have drums. And I like that with some plugins, especially some romplers. I mean, you could use only this plugin and make an entire song just from these presets. If anything, you know what's kind of interesting about this one? I think I like the drums more than the instruments, just me personally. And number 10, Bongo Cat Band. Probably the best, one of the best free VST plugins ever made. Obviously the best GUI as well. We have a few different instruments here. I mean, how can you beat that GUI? Of course, we need the bongo. Shoot, there we go. Sometimes it glitches up a little bit. Oh, this is actually just a static one, okay. I like that. And then, of course, we need the meow. Incredible. And now, a bonus plugin, and that is the BBC Symphony Orchestra. Now, for my dedicated subscribers, you may be wondering, like, wait, haven't you already mentioned this plugin before? And yes, I have. This is the first plugin that I've reviewed, and I've reviewed hundreds of free VST plugins on this channel. This is the first one I've decided to kind of bring back again just because of how incredible it is. If this is your first time hearing about this plugin, get it now. Just get it now. I'm going to show you, as you can see from the GUI, we have all these different instruments just in this one plugin. From violins to percussive elements right here, to trumpets, to bass trombones, to clarinets, to oboes. In addition to, if I click around, each one, as you can see, has a few different settings here. So if I want to go to tune percussion, I have everything from tubular bells to a xylophone, for example. And the sound quality on these instruments is honestly the best. It's the best. So to show you like violins. In addition, if you're listening with headphones or maybe just watching this, as you can see, like here, this is already kind of pre-stereo widthed, if that's like the right phrase for it, where you're gonna hear this more, like, say, on the left side, and this more on the right. So let's say if you want to make a whole orchestral arrangement, you can do this in this already kind of pre-stereo width, and if you don't know what that means, you don't really have to, because it does it for you. And then again, showing you so many different instruments. Obviously, I have a few different settings here, but what's cool about each instrument, like say, and then if I put on this, Especially for the, right? I know I have a pizzicato. Always reminds me a lot of Zelda. Like, walking through, like, the market or something. I'm trying to remember how that song goes. It's like the... Maybe I think of Majora's Mask. Like, that kind of sound. Really cool. But again, what's cool about this as well, you have a bunch of percussive elements. And then here, it's almost like a mini kind of rompler in itself. Right, just a bunch of different random sound effects. Such an incredible plugin. You know, let's show you the tenor trombones as well. Not leave this group out. What are those two notes from The Dark Knight? I'm trying to remember. Was it each? I can't remember.